Hello guys and welcome back to Crusader Kings 2 as Dennis the Defiant. We're playing as House Darklyn. Now, in the last episode we've finally been able to expand our realm, our domain. We have taken over Rook's Rest and now our troops are actually marching to Hollowed Hall. But I think since there currently is the Grey Plague, we probably don't want to go there. So we're just going to stand down our troops and let them march home on their own. Now, a lot of you guys from the comments, I'm taking from the comments, a lot of you guys want House Darklyn to be independent and to be ruled independently by no other king. And we might do that actually, but not just now. Now Rhaegar is actually in a little bit of trouble. He has married his mother, and that has pissed off a lot of people. Most importantly, the High Septon. He's really mad at this because obviously the Seven don't like that. The Seven do not support incest, and a lot of his lords also agree with the High Septon here and try to rise up against the king. Now, the Crown Loyalist faction is currently led by me. But I don't think I want to do this anymore. Now, our heir has been held captive for quite a while, so let me have a look at poor Perkin over here. Where is he right now? Ah, there he is. So Perkin, now, he's an honorable man and very brave, yet he doesn't really like me that much. He feels like he has a claim to Duskendale, which he obviously does not. He's my cousin, and he's 52 years old, but he's never meant to rule, and I don't want him to rule. Now, I don't actually want my daughter, Sarah, to rule either, because she's just an imbecile. And Darian is obviously, she is quite appealing as a baby, but we never know how she might turn out. So, most importantly, we're gonna have to get a son, but I think we will be able to have a son. So Jane will give us a son. So I think for now we're just going to disregard Perkin Darklyn and basically say that he has to live on his own. He does not want to come to my court. So he has to stay with King Rhaegar if he wants to, but we have to make a decision, and I will leave the Crown Loyalist faction, and instead I'm going to support the High Septon simply because, well, we're obviously zealous, and also there is opportunity. There is opportunity in chaos. Now, we obviously, as long as we are still a vassal, we'll try to expand our influence over these clawmen over here in Cracklaw Point, and we'll see how things go. However, I've also decided that I want to get some new lords into my service, and there's actually a couple people you mentioned, and oh, Rhaegar is known as the Book Vivren, which I believe are these dragon-like beasts who still live in the dragons of Valyria. Anyway, that does not make me change my decision. So, yes. Now, I had a look at a couple of guys that you guys suggested. So the first one was Marlon Mendeley. Now, Marlon Mendeley, unfortunately, is already matrilineally married to Lady Lacey of Overton. And while I was looking at him, so he can't join our court, unfortunately. And while I was looking at him, we actually noticed that the White Harbor is no longer held by House Mendeley. It's now House of Newcastle, and this guy just inherited. He doesn't even have any notable parents or other family. I don't know how he inherited this, but if you have a look at the history, it says he inherited the castle from Ovgar of White Harbor, even though he has Wyman, the big merman, as his son. I don't know how that happened, but it did happen somehow. So he's obviously out of the picture, and already, okay, she died. Why is she important to me? I don't know. Well, I guess I do know. But yeah, let's first, Marlon Mendeley, not that important to me anymore, but who is important is Roderick Castle, because he would actually join my court. So let's invite him. A skilled fighter, content man, very just and brave. Those are the kind of people we obviously need. Now then we have Valar Hill, who is a formidable fighter, and I just wanted to see if he would come to my court, but he's only 15 years old, so we're gonna have to wait another year before we're gonna be able to ask him. So let's have a look at Tigard Lannister, another skilled fighter and a very, very important and very powerful family name that he has, so he could serve as well indeed. And then Sir Alistair Thorne, he's currently the heir to Blackwater Rush, so that could give us an edge if we would come to fight in the Crown Lands. So obviously invite Alistair Thorne as well, and obviously he is quite a skilled fighter. Now, other than that, we have Spencer Travelan. He is a noble, and he's huge. This guy is basically just huge, so we're gonna have to invite him to court as well, but he also is too young. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait for that. And then we have Willis Flowers, a Richmond. Now we're gonna invite him as well. His father was of House Mullendor. Okay, interesting. Alistair Thorne has just arrived, and he brought his son with him. Then we have Jared Frey, also a skilled fighter and a brave man. We all want these brave people, because if these brave people fight for us, they're not gonna fight for anyone else. So having them in our court is definitely useful. Then we have another Lanster, which is a quite promising young man, although he's only 14 as of now. So we'll see how he turns out, but he's already a skilled fighter. Okay, there comes Jared Frey, and he actually allows me to take the Frey lands. Well, we won't do that just now. Now, and lastly, we have Renifer Mallory. He's 32 years old, a zealous man, very godly man, and a skilled fighter, so let's invite him to our court as well. Now, there's a couple other skilled fighters that I actually would like to invite to my court. For example, the brave Alaric Dustin, but unfortunately, he is believing in the old gods, and with my zealous nature, I just cannot accept this. The same with Ronald Ashwood, although he's also 61 years old, but you know, a skilled fighter still. I just cannot invite you know, heathens to my court. It's just not possible. So these guys are all not possible, but the other people should probably accept. Now, it seems as though there is somewhat of a war going on right now. 9 Stars is rising up against John Aaron of the Vale, and the Northerners have their men raised as well. Martin of King's Course is revolting against Roderick Stark. Well, that was a foolish idea indeed. Okay, now luckily, I don't know if it happened between episodes or if it happened, well, in this episode or last time, but finally the Reach has actually decided to stand down their troops, which is just awesome. Now, all of this hassle is caused by these 1,000 raiders who seem to be bugged out. Now, it seems like the problem is not necessarily that these raiders are here and the Reach is too stupid to get their troops over, which certainly plays into this problem. But the biggest problem is this guy is done looting, and he refuses to leave. I don't know why. He cannot siege this castle. So I don't know what he's doing there. So this also seems a bit broken. I don't know what we can do about this. But yeah, let's just concentrate on our own things. Let's concentrate on the Dusklands. We have our Justicer currently trying to fabricate a claim on Cracklar Baron, and we're gonna have a look at the other factions right now. We're at 82%, so after us, we had Diaden join in as well, and the Crown Loyalist. John Aaron has left the Crown Loyalist faction. Now, that is obviously pretty bad. Only Lord Marek of Massey's Hook is now in the Crown Loyalist faction. That does not look good. Rhaegar does not have a lot of support between his between his lords, but look at this. He's maimed himself, and he's now the guardian of Tyrion Lannister. Oh well. Now I think with all of these great knights finally in our court, we're actually gonna have to make some adjustments to our court. Now, most importantly to our bodyguards, because we have some very unimportant people here. So Roderick, you're gonna obviously get one bodyguard part. Then obviously we're gonna have to replace Eden, because Eden is of a very delicate nature. He is a brave man, yes, but he's just not the most formidable fighter. So we're gonna have to find someone else, someone to replace him. And I think a Lord of the Westernlands, well, don't know if that would be. I think we're gonna go with a bastard for now. I don't want to pick these lords to be my, well, to be my bodyguards. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. 10. Now let's have a look at the dual skill, obviously, because that is quite important. I think what we're gonna do, it seems as though the best duelist here is Jared Frey, and he's not. Yeah, he's he's not heir to anything. He's a proud man, a brave man as well. So we're gonna pick him, and last we're gonna replace Tommen, who is a brilliant commander, I give him that, but he's just not the best bodyguard. So we're gonna have to find someone else as well, and I think here we're gonna find another brave and honorable man, Ilan Drox. Yes, we're gonna pick him as well. I want honorable people to serve as my bodyguards. Now, we have one of our vassals as commanders, which I think is just awesome. And before we continue this, we might have a look at my wife, because my good old Lady Jane has become pregnant again, which is good. This is the third pregnancy so far. We've only had daughters, so perhaps the third kid will be a son. I certainly hope so. Now, for a long while, you have not felt the presence of the Father in your thoughts. You're starting to wonder whether there really is any truth in the seven-pointed star, or if perhaps it is just an old book written by clever liars. Now, since I'm zealous, I think these blasphemous feelings will soon pass. I'm pretty sure. And yeah. Now, we also have Aiden as our commander, which I just don't think is really a good idea. So I think instead we're gonna give command of our troops to Sir Bonifer. I think Sir Bonifer, he has served our court a little bit longer than these other guys, so I think I trust him a bit more. Although I would also give it to Sir Ranifer. He shares my devotion to the faith. But no, I think Sir Bonifer, obviously, he does as well. So we're going to give this to Sir Bonifer as well. And now, Simon Hollard is currently commander. I guess that's fine. And then Tommen, now to be fair, Tommen is a brilliant commander. So I think I'm going to leave him in charge of our troops for now. Okay, now all of these suggestions out of the way, we have some peasants rising up in Hollard Hall. Oh no, in our lands. Well, what do we do about this? Now we can certainly hope that the army... Now, the Iron Throne under Prince Rhaegar does have quite a lot of men, and I said prince, and I do apologize because you're obviously the king. They're besieging Hollard Hall. Now, I don't really want to do anything right now. I want my king to handle this. Lord Paramount Quelon Greyjoy is leading the men. Okay, so hopefully he's going to take care of this. And for some reason, he has the coat of arms of the Vale. That is very confusing to me. But, oh well. Let's have a look at the factions. And, ooh, Quelon the Tolerant has joined in support of the king. Well, I guess that does make sense since he's leading his men. And wow, Hoster Tully has just left the faction to depose King Rhaegar, and that means we have just lost 30% of our strength, which is obviously quite an important part. So, maybe we're not gonna depose the king just now, but we'll see. We're apparently in command. I guess we're defending Rook's Rest against these peasants right now. But yeah, Quelon Greyjoy has made short work of them. Good man indeed. Okay, since we're not really doing that much, we may want to go forward a little bit faster. Okay, what can we do? We could hold a tournament in Duskendale. Now, I think that would even be something we would like to do, since we are quite a proud man. I could imagine that, but you know what? We're gonna wait for our kids, our son, or hopefully our son, to be born. And if he is born, then we're gonna have a tournament in his honors. But until then, we're gonna wait. I don't want to just have feasts, you know, for the sake of it. We're not gonna spend our money just lavishly without any good reason. And I think having our new heir being born would be something we're definitely interested in, and definitely something we want to have a feast for. But yeah, for now, let's actually build up a little bit of money, because we're gonna need it. We're gonna need it. Now, we're not gonna claim any of this. I just don't think it makes that much sense to piss off other lords at this very moment. And another daughter. Seriously? Oh my god. Lady Jane, you're... At least she wants to have 5 children. I mean, that's there's a hope. There's a hope in that. But she did have... No, I had a wife before. Yeah, I remember that. Man. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have another daughter then. Dismera. Yep, call her Dismera if she wants to be called that way. And we can imprison Titus Frey. Why does he Is he at my court? How did he come? Oh, he's Jared Frey's son. Titus Frey. Quite ambitious man, a godly man as well. What does he want? Okay, he wants to replace my castellan. Well, we're not going to allow that. During his visit to my court, Master of Laws, oh, John Aaron, convinced me of what a benevolent and peaceful ruler King Rhaegar is. I guess I feel new appreciation. Well, what do you know? What do you know? Hosta has joined back in to the faction. You know what? You know what? John Aaron, you have truly convinced me. I'm gonna leave the deposed Rhaegar faction for now. But we're not gonna join back in to the Crown Loyalist faction. And apparently you cannot even leave. Oh, there we go. I can leave the faction. Now we're gonna leave the faction for now, simply because I just don't feel right. John Aaron knows what he's talking about. I mean, he's a grey eminence after all, honorable man. So I guess he just reminded us on how kind King Rhaegar was to us during the time of the Defiance of Duskendale. Although I guess we helped him on the throne. But yeah, so Titus Frey luckily has stopped his plot, which is very good. Now this guy actually does look quite promising. I mean, he's a temperate man, zealous, but definitely he could become a great fighter. And we could challenge him in a friendly duel, but I just don't think we're going to do this. Okay. Now there was a brief war against Myr, but that war is over, and the Riverlands seem to be fighting. Roderick, so there seems to be an alliance going on in the north. Jaime Lannister has married Catelyn Tully. Can he come to my court? He cannot, unfortunately. So let's have a look at all of these other people. Now, for example, Valar Sarvik. Are you able to come to my court? He's not interested, so I guess I'm not interested in you, but he turned out a formidable fighter. Wow, would really like to have him. Now, there was another kid I was looking at least I think so. Louis Lanster, yeah. Could I get you to my court? No, you're still 15 years old. And Otho has just died. He was one of my bodyguards. He just died of poor health. Well, I'm happy I replaced him then. So Jaime Lannister is married to Catelyn Tully. And Lysa, who have you married? You're betrothed to Benjen Stark. Interesting, okay. And Lyanna. Lady Lyanna does not have a husband yet, and she's quite an appealing lady. Let's see if we could arrange a marriage. Simon Hollard or Jared Frey. Well, those are all possible options, but I don't think I want to give her out to one of these lords. Now, I guess Simon would need a wife. I mean, he obviously has killed the Kingsguard, so I guess he does deserve some kind of woman, and he wants to get married, so I guess that's something we might do for him. Find him a good wife. Now, I could give him my cousin or my mother, but that would be a bit mean. I guess Kira Frey. That would be, give him a Frey. Sure, a 14-year-old. Cool. I think that will work out. There you go. He should like me now for fulfilling his marriage wish. He does. Well, there you go. He made good use of our Frey courtiers. And, oh, Cavern Lannister, the perceptive lion, is inviting us to a tournament in Tarbeck Hall. That's quite far away, but I think I will obviously attend this tournament for now. So hopefully we're still gonna get our wife pregnant. I just wish we had a son. Just wish we had a son. And also, how's your claim going? Huh? Lord Donald? How you doing? You fabricating that claim? Come on. We need that. We need to get stronger. How's the faction looking? Now the faction, there's actually several factions now. The strongest one, deposing King Rhaegar, at 44%. Then we obviously have basically another faction that kind of means the same thing. But I guess Lucerys wants to be his own faction leader. I thought he would be a proud man, but he's not. Okay, and lastly, they want to replace Lord Devon, the delicate swordfish. He actually wants to put Stefan Baratheon on the throne. Well, we'll see. But my wife is pregnant once again, so hopefully this will be the son I've been waiting for so long. Okay, so we have not even made it to the tournament ranks. That is very, very frustrating, especially for such a proud man as me. But I guess I'm gonna end this episode here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.